It comes without warning. One moment, the quiet hum of a life you've built fills the air. The scent of coffee in the morning, the weight of a familiar coat on your shoulders, the sound of your wife's laughter echoing down a hallway you know like the back of your hand. These are the small certainties that anchor us to the world. Then there is a knock. Not a friendly rap, a hard, splintering sound that cracks the foundation of everything you hold dear. For Viktor Frankl, a promising young neurologist in Vienna, that knock was the sound of his world ending. They take your name and give you a number. They take your clothes and give you rags. They take your family, scattering them to the winds of an unimaginable fate. You are left with nothing, not your home, not your work, not even the dignity of your own name. It is a cold, blunt reality. In that hollowed-out space, a question begins to form, faint as a whisper in a storm. When everything you have is gone, what is left? When the world outside has taken every last possession, every last comfort, every last connection to who you were, what remains? It is the most fundamental question a human being can face. Frankl stood in that void, a man systematically dismantled, and he was forced to confront the raw, unfiltered truth of human existence. The shock of total loss is a disorienting freefall. There is nothing to hold on to, nothing to brace against. And yet, even in that complete and utter devastation, something flickers. It is not hope, not yet. It is something deeper, something more primal. It is the stubborn refusal of the human spirit to be entirely extinguished. Before the storm, Viktor Frankl's life was one of order and intellect. Imagine Vienna in the years leading up to the war. The city was a hub of culture, of music, of ideas that were changing the world. Frankl was a doctor, a neurologist and psychiatrist, a man dedicated to understanding the intricate workings of the human mind. His days were filled with purpose. He saw patients, he lectured at universities, and he was developing a new school of psychotherapy. His work was his passion, a way to help others navigate the complexities of their own lives and find meaning in their struggles. He had a home, the comfortable quiet of study and the warmth of a loving marriage. He was married to Tilly Grosser, a woman he adored. He had parents, a family, a network of friends and colleagues. His world was solid, tangible and predictable. Frankl was a healer, pioneering logotherapy, centered on the human drive to find a purpose in life. Little did he know this theory would be put to the most extreme test imaginable. His life's work was about to become his survival guide. The transition was swift and brutal. One day, he was Dr. Frankl, a respected physician. The next, he was prisoner 119,104. The world was leached of all its hues. Everything became grey. The thin, watery soup was grey. The smoke was grey. The faces of fear, exhaustion and despair were a pale, ashen grey. Even the light seemed filtered through dust and sorrow, casting perpetual twilight. The senses were assaulted by horrifying deprivation. The primary sensation was cold, a bone-gnawing cold that seeped through threadbare uniforms and never, ever left. Daily life in the concentration camp was a relentless, monotonous cycle of suffering. The day began before sunrise with the shriek of a whistle. Men were herded into the freezing darkness for roll call. They stood for hours, in rain, in snow, while the guards conducted their count. Any man who collapsed from exhaustion was often beaten or left to die. This daily ritual was a stark reminder of their powerlessness. Their time, their bodies, their very lives were not their own. The work was backbreaking and meaningless. Frankl, a man of intellect and healing, forced to dig ditches and lay railway tracks. Tools were primitive. Guards were brutal. Rations were never enough. The smallest injury could become a death sentence. Infection set in with no medical care available. Death was a constant companion. Men would die on the march, at the worksite, in their bunks at night. It was in the darkest depths of this suffering Viktor Frankl made his most profound discovery. The guards could control his body, inflict pain, starvation, humiliation. They could take his home, his family, his name, but they could not take away his freedom to choose how he responded. This was the one thing that remained his and his alone. He called it the last of the human freedoms, the ability to choose one's own attitude, to choose one's own way. In the freezing dawn, his body aching with hunger, Frankl would force his mind to go somewhere else, into his inner citadel, imagining a future lecture on the psychology of the concentration camp. By turning his suffering into the subject of future work, he gave it purpose. He became not just a victim, but an observer, a researcher on a meaningful task. He inserted a space between stimulus and response. In that space, he found his freedom. He could choose to think of his wife, to find a sliver of beauty in a sunset, to be kind to the man next to him. This mental freedom preserved his sense of self, his identity as a thinking, feeling human being, even when the world tried to strip it all away. It was about deciding the suffering would not have the final word. In the suffocating darkness of the camp, survival often depended on a single small spark. Those who survived were not the strongest, but those who had a reason to live, a why that could endure the how. One spark was the memory of his wife. He had vivid conversations with her in his mind. He didn't know if she was alive or dead. It didn't matter. The love itself gave him strength. Another spark, a vision of a future task, to rewrite the manuscript taken from him. A third, small acts of human connection and dignity. These three sparks were lifelines. From his experiences, Viktor Frankl solidified the central rule of his life's work. The primary drive in human beings is not the pursuit of pleasure or the avoidance of pain, but the search for meaning. He called this the will to meaning. A person can endure almost any suffering as long as they have a reason, a purpose. Those who lay down to die had lost all sense of purpose. Their future was a void. Their spirit died before their body did. We are taught to pursue happiness directly, to seek pleasure and avoid difficulty. But happiness cannot be pursued. It must ensue as the byproduct of serving a purpose. Build a life of meaning, and the butterflies will come on their own. Meaning can be found in three ways: by creating a work or doing a deed, by experiencing something or loving someone, and by the attitude we take toward unavoidable suffering. Accomplishment, appreciation, love, the ultimate goal to which a person can aspire. When faced with what we cannot change, terminal illness, irreversible loss, we can still choose how we bear our burden. In our response, in our courage, in our dignity, we can turn a personal tragedy into a human triumph. So now, we bring this story from the grey ash of the past into the bright, complex present. We bring it to you. You are not in a concentration camp. You are not facing the horrors that Viktor Frankl endured. And yet, life presents its own challenges, its own moments of suffering, its own periods of confusion and despair. We all face loss. We all face pain. We all face moments when we question the point of it all, lost in the grind, pressures of work, anxieties about the future, losing sight of our purpose. Frankl's lesson is not an artifact. It is a living challenge. It asks you to look at your life right now. What is your why? It doesn't have to be grand. The most powerful whys are small, personal, deeply felt. Name it, give it form, hold it in your mind. This small reason is your anchor. The world will always present us with circumstances beyond our control. There will be setbacks, disappointments, tragedies. Economies will falter. Relationships will end. Health will fail. Plans will go awry. We will all face moments when we feel powerless. We cannot choose what happens to us. But Frankl's story illuminates a second truth. While we cannot choose our circumstances, we can always choose our response. The space between what happens to you and how you react to it is where your power lies. In that small gap lives your freedom. It is a sacred space, an inner citadel no one can breach without your permission. You can choose anger, despair, bitterness, or you can choose courage, resilience, grace. This freedom is not dependent on wealth, status, physical strength, or environment. It is inherent to your humanity. It was present in a man freezing at roll call in Auschwitz, and it is present in you today. Choose your attitude. Find meaning in your struggle. Decide what you will think and who you will be in the face of adversity. This is the last and ultimate human freedom. It can never be taken from you. When you feel trapped, overwhelmed, remember this. Your most fundamental power is untouched. You are still in control of your inner world. You can still choose your perspective. You can still decide what this experience will mean. Will it be a source of defeat or a catalyst for growth? Will it break you or make you stronger? The choice, now and always, is yours. This is the inheritance Viktor Frankl left for all of us. In the end, what Frankl discovered was a single unbreakable thread that runs through the human experience. It is the thread of meaning. When all other supports are cut away, possessions, status, relationships, health, this one thread can hold the entire weight of a life. It is woven from the choices we make every day. The choice to love, the choice to create, the choice to find dignity in suffering. This thread connects our past, present and future into a coherent and purposeful story. It is what makes us resilient. This isn't a complicated philosophy. It's a simple, practical truth for everyday life. Our lives are not random events. They are a quest for meaning. Purpose is something we build, choice by choice, day by day. We build it when we comfort a friend, strive to do our work well, face a fear, and find beauty in an often ugly world. Frankl survived the camps. He lived a long and fruitful life. He rewrote man's search for meaning, inspiring millions. He was reunited with his sister. He remarried. He had a daughter. He continued his work, helping countless people find their why. His life is a testament to his own philosophy. He did not just survive. He turned immense suffering into a legacy of hope and healing. His story leaves us with a profound, simple mandate, a quiet challenge that echoes after the words fade. Look inward, take stock, take responsibility for your meaning. No matter the challenge, we hold the ultimate power. We decide what our lives are about. He who has a why to live for can bear almost any how.